Archicad users, this particular video is for you. Hey guys, this is Maduba John from MJC Designs. Welcome to today's video tutorial. Today I am going to show you how to render Archicad file using 3DSMAX. So if you're new here, kindly subscribe to our channel, turn on your notification button so you don't miss videos like this. Now let's get started. First thing first, make sure your 3D is in this mode, which is 3D mode, and then you go to File and Save As. Okay, save as this, and make sure you save at this option, 3D Studio File. Okay, and you save. Okay, so guys, before I usually select this option, and I enjoyed using this option. So now I've started using this option, and in my other video, I'm going to show you why I switched from this to this. Okay, now for now, let's say this one, select this one, surface, and put it to 1000 mm. Okay, and then you say okay. So having done that, go to 3DSMAX. This is 3DSMAX new interface. Okay, so I will just import it. Go to File, Import and Merge. Then you click it and you say okay. If you don't see it, maybe you open it and you see something like this. Just change this to all files. Okay, so all the files will open, will show, and okay. Here you have the file. This position it is at the exact position we have on Archicad. Make sure whenever you import, don't shift it. Okay. So if for this project now, you can see that that's the origin on 3DSMAX, and then this on Archicad. Let me show you the origin from Archicad's point of. When you zoom out, you see this point here. That's the origin. So as you can see, my project at this point. Okay, if I shift it to this part and merge again, you will see that the project will shift to this point. So it's always good to make it around here, so that in case you zoom and you can't find your project again, just press Z on your keyboard and it will zoom to all the projects, everything on this scene. Okay, as you can see, my sun is here, and that's why it's zooming to the entire stuff. But if I delete this sun now, I press Z, it will take me close to the project itself. Okay, it's always important not to drag your sun too far, so it will not zoom like this. So that said, I'll delete the camera and the sun because we don't need it for this stuff. And the next thing I will do is this is a new platform without any settings. So I'm just going to change it to V-Ray. This is V-Ray 6. All right. For the aspect ratio, you can put it to custom, and your image aspect ratio depends on the view you are trying to create. Don't worry, we'll talk about that when we start getting our view. So just go to these settings, V-Ray here, change this to bucket. This one I usually make it 4 and 0.05. That's for final rendering, but for test rendering we can have it here. But most times I don't do test rendering because I can always use interactive render to get my test rendering. But that will come back when we want to do our final rendering. There's nothing we are doing here. This is still the same. Okay. This is still the same. Mapping, we are not going to do anything here. So just going to leave it at default. Nothing here. Change this to irradiant map. Okay, light catch. That's okay. I like to have this as very low so that it will not take our time when we are doing maybe test rendering, or low. And then nothing here, nothing to be done here. So I usually add noise, denoiser. Okay, I add some render element. That's after our rendering. We can always add render element for Photoshop enhancement. But for now, just going to leave it like this. And the nozzle is okay. And that's fine. So second thing after doing our setup is placing our camera. Okay. And you just go to here and go to view and then view physical camera. And then you take a distance. Okay. Click and drag. Okay. Then you just click anywhere to deselect. Now this is our camera. Just press C on your keyboard. It will take you to the camera view. Then we have to start setting up our camera view. Okay. So set up our camera view like so. As you can see, this 3D is not a wide one, it's a tall one. So this is where we have to come and set up our output size. Okay. And then the aspect ratio that I want to use for this particular type of view should be 1. You can see we have the frame here. In case your frame is not showing, make sure you check this. If you check that now, this is how it will be showing. But if you want to see your frame, make sure you show save frame. Okay, so this is your frame. This helps you to get a proper. It shows everything that is going to render on this particular project. Okay, so then you lock it, and then you give your actual width, and then this one will automatically change by itself. So next thing we do is we start trying to set up our camera, make sure it is straight and all that. Okay, this is where some people really find it very difficult to do. There is a little help, which is our image comp helper, but most times I don't use it. So I'm just going to do it the way I do. As you can see that I clicked here, select camera, and just want to, okay, I'm panning it. You can see, just hold down your roller, pan, drag the target of the camera like so. So as you can see, I'm trying to get the view from a certain level of the 3D. Okay. Now I don't have a measurement for that, but I might check. Just go to F. Let's see our camera. You can see that this camera is at this point here. Let's go to L. Press L on your keyboard and see that this is where the camera is. Okay. And this is almost like when you are trying to snap a shot of a building like this. So it will be at a certain height. Okay. Maybe you are standing or you want to bend down to, get the camera shot from a ground level up to the top, such that the camera will show the floor and also show the top. So your camera should be at a certain height. Okay. This height, I don't know. We can always measure it from here. Just click this tape and then go here. Okay. Our unit is in millimeters. If you don't know how to check it, you can see that this is the length about 1.3. It simply means that some of our height, some of us are about 1.4, 1.5, 1.6 height. So it simply means that your camera is at your eye level. You're trying to get a shot, or maybe bending down a little bit, trying to get a shot. So this height is also okay. You can even bring it down if you want, but going up, it means that you are standing on a higher surface to snap the building. So, and when you do that, it gives you a certain angle to the building. So it makes it not to look realistic. You have to look like you're standing in front of the building. Okay, so we need to check our unit. Taking our unit, come to custom, and then we see unit setup. Okay, you can see this is in millimeters. Okay, so you're used to millimeters, centimeters, you can always switch it. System unit is also millimeters, so you just leave it at that, and that's it. Let's go back to our camera by pressing C on our keyboard. Now, I haven't done this part. You go to select the camera again, okay, and then go to modify here. And then we are going to bring this camera down, shift it down like so. And then we are going to click this automatic vertical tilt. So to straighten our building, as you can see, our building is straight and we are having a straight building and a very lovely view. So if you're not too satisfied with the view, you can always shift it, use this to, you know, shift it forward a little bit and then bring this down to an extent. So I have a formula that I use for my camera capture. I like to have my building on one side. Okay. I don't like to have my building in the middle. I like to have my building on one side so that I will have some environment on the other side, on this side here. Okay. And then I have my building on one side and then make sure that the fence is closed. I'm not seeing any building at this side. At any view, even if it is left or the right view, I make sure one side is closed. Not seeing any views, any stuff here. Whatever I'm going to see, maybe a background building or a tree. Then on this side, I'm going to see an adjoining building or trees. So this is how I set up my camera. And for those that usually use image comp helper, if you have it, you can see that this curve here help us to put the image on one side. You can see you focus your image, whatever you want to focus on the camera, it focuses on one side, which is why this line is like this. Focuses on this part, and then you have this extra part as whatever you want to use it as for the background, something like that. Then you have this yellow line here. Okay, let me uncheck the camera. You have this yellow line here helping you to get the vertical and the horizontal lines. You can see we have already checked the automatic vertical tilt, which is why our building is straight. It means that our image right now is good to go. But if you think you want to make it show the side a little bit, all you need to do is go here and select the targets and turn it, or you can easily just orbit it a little bit, rotate it a little bit, just a little bit. It will not rotate because this is active. So it is this snap, turn it off and just turn it like this. So we can have some little view from this side. Okay. This is also fine. This is also fine. So let's just have this view like this. So this part can show a little. Okay. So I'm going to take it back a bit. All right. I'm going to bring it down a bit. Just select the camera. Okay, so this is fine. I like to have my road showing like this and a little grass here just for, just for whatever. And then the background, like I said, I like to have a little here and then this background here for adjoining properties. So now that's fine. Close your image comp helper and this is fine. So you can see that one of the reasons I don't like to use surface, which I said earlier here. Let me take it to the 3D. Let me try to save again. One of the reasons I usually use this, which is what I use. Okay, I'm just doing I'm just using this option for the purpose of those people that I've discovered that a lot of people they texture a certain way, which is fine. And I also texture a certain way, which is also fine. But I want to make this video for the first time for the benefit of those that texture a certain way by selecting and apply to selection. Okay, might not understand, but when I start, you understand. So I like to use this one because all my walls they are separate. When you go to 3DMAX, you can select them separately like this instead of it being associated with everything that is white. Like when you click this in my 3DMAX, I haven't selected that surface. You see that when you select this black, this was to select. When you select this, the material that's associated with this will select. Okay, so that's it. Like this now, select this. select this, you can see this and this have the same material, but on this 3D Max right now, I'm not going to use the same material, so I'm going to differentiate it. Okay, like this one now, you can see this has the same, this fence now, I have to hide it, and I would like to hide just this part. Now, to do that, it's either we separate, let's isolate this for now. As if you select this one, I have to select this. Let me go to the perspective view. You can see, because I want to separate that fence. You select this. I think that's fine. Now, because I want to separate the fence, I have to select that and then detach it. Okay, you detach. Let's see. Okay, so it is detached now. I just successfully detached this from the rest of this. The same thing, if I want to hide this fence, I'm going to go here and select all this surface. So just detach. Don't select any option, just detach. Okay. Now you can see that we have successfully detached this and detached this, but it's also fine. So you can see our gizmo is at this point, which is the center. So just change the center origin to this. Come here. Okay. Hierarchy, and say affect pivot only and center to object. Okay. Now it is at the center of this. The same thing here. Sorry. Same thing there. So it is at the center. So, okay, in case we want to shift it and maybe hide it. So now that's fine. Press your C on your keyboard to take us to the view. Now, having successfully done that, just in case we want to hide this view, this fence, give it a name. Let's say right fence. Okay. So we can hide it so we can see the view properly. Okay. When you render, the same thing when you place a camera here, but this is the view we want to actually focus on. Now, having done this, having established your camera position, and the next thing we'll do is place our lighting. Okay. There are two ways or different ways to place your exterior lighting on 3D Max. Before, I used to use dome light and sun, which I still use till now. I also have an option of using dome light from 3DSMAX. I think it comes with the earlier version of V-Ray. They have option for you to download HDRI, and this HDRI comes with sun for day scene. I use that to, instead of using dome light and sun. Okay. I just use only HDRI that has a sun, and it gives me fantastic results. So for the purpose of this particular video, I'm just going to use HDRI that has sun for day scene. Okay, so make sure you are connected to the internet. Okay, you have to be connected to the internet for this to work, which is Cosmos browser. Click this Cosmos browser. So for this particular one, we want to use only dome light. Okay, I think this is the HDRI. I'm just going to go to all assets, or go to category, HDRI, day. Okay. I think these are all the HDRI I have downloaded. And this is day scene. As you can see, this is day also, day scene. So we have different types of day scene. If you want to, these are all the assets, all the HDRI they have here. But I have downloaded some. If you want to download, just click this and it will download. Okay. I'm going to show you how to place them right now. I'm just going to go to my downloaded. Okay. And just click this arrow. It would drop an dome light on our scene, a dome light with HDRI in it. So that's it. Okay, just place it around here, somewhere around here. Okay. And then the next thing is we are going to see the settings of that dome light. We have to open our material editor. I'm very comfortable with compact material editor, but I also know how to use slate material editor. So for this purpose, I'm going to use compact editor. Maybe in subsequent videos, I might use slate. So comment in this comment section below, which editor do you prefer? I was going to put the settings of the HDRI. Go to your light lister. We have just one light here, and which is the dome light. So from your light lister, you can always identify your dome. Select it. Okay, it is selected before. That's why that thing is showing blue. So when you select it, you will see it here. Okay, which is at the modifier. You see the settings. You can see the dome HDRI image here. Okay, so we have to just drop it on our material editor and make sure it is instance. Okay, you can see the sky is not visible, and that's how I usually show. Okay, and we are going to, as you can see, everything is there. The spherical is there. You don't have to set anything. Just come here and maybe reduce it to reduce the overall multiplier to something lower. But before then, let's take a test rendering and see what the original HDRI light looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Let's touch our settings a little bit to see what we can get. Okay, so like this now, I'm going to reduce it to 0.5. You can see it looks calmer instead of too exposed. White looks good, but this is not our original white from the V-Ray. We are going to change it. So as you can see, the floor looks calmer. Okay, so you might reduce it again if you want to, and to see what it gives you. So this is looking a little too dark. So we can, between 3 and 5, we can have a balance for at 4. Okay. Now this is looking really nice and calm. Let me just add 5 a little. Now I didn't touch the camera settings, but this view still looks good. Okay, as you can see, this is how it looks like from our default camera rendering. You can always come here and touch up the settings a little bit. I'll just change the white balance to maybe something like this, D55. Okay. So if there's a need to rotate if there's a need to rotate our sky, all you need to do is just drag here, and you start rotating the sky. But as you can see that our sky is rotating without affecting the background itself. So what do? We have to go to rendering, environment, okay? And we have to drag from here to here. Just place it instance, okay? So let's see again. It's going to rotate. If it doesn't rotate, we have to maybe select the dome light itself. Okay, select this dome light. Sometimes it behaves like that. You can press 8 on your keyboard to bring this out. Then you select this dome light. Drag this here. Paste it instance. Okay. Drag this back here to material editor. Okay. And then try to rotate and see. I think it is rotating. I'm not seeing it. Okay. So what I do, I just, use the figure instead. 1535, like that, to get the sun direction. I prefer to have my sun at the left side if my camera is on this side, or if I'm going to have my sun on my right hand side where the camera is, then there is the need to plant a tree to cast shadow on the building to give it some drama and make it look really, really nice. So on the second thought, I think I'm going to have my camera on the right hand side. Okay, I think this is okay. Let's stop this now. We have successfully created the lighting for this particular project. Okay, now we can go ahead and start texturing our project. I didn't show you something which is override material, just in case you want to use a default. Let's say your building is not white and you need to use an override material to get how the white is going to look like. So you go to V-Ray and the global switch, and then you have here, override material. Make sure you check this, okay? And you can see here, this space. First thing, you just go to your material editor. Maybe go to one of these empty box, get a material, a V-Ray material, change it to something around here, okay? And say okay. And then you just place an instance of it. Then when you render, you are going to see the override material like so. When you're testing your lighting, as you can see, our lighting is okay, but it looks a little bright, but it is still very, very okay. I just said I should show you this override, so you just uncheck.